Bro, you ever think about how those boisterous, egotistical, like overconfident people, maybe when you were younger in high school or when you got older and went to the workplace, for the first few years they seemed really dominant and they were doing good things in the area and they were, succeeding. And maybe some of them even, continued to succeed, while some of the most intelligent and, the bookworms of when you were younger, and some of those succeed, but a lot of them don't seem to succeed as much. But they're smart. They're incredible, like 10 times better than the boisterous people, right? Well, I was thinking about that while I was walking earlier, and maybe this is quite obvious, but I just thought it would be interesting to point out. Um, the reason those boisterous people they do so well in the beginning of life is because they have confidence, right? It might be overconfident, it might be, annoying, it might be to a fault, but it's confidence. And with that confidence, they can act. And through the process of trial and error, that overconfidence allows them to accept the error without without having fear of it. And that allows them to gain a lot of experience in life, people, and it allows them to take more chances and opportunities. Now, due to their overconfident nature, along some point in life, that gets them into trouble, and they aren't able to, once they have taken the opportunities, respond accordingly to them, and their overconfidence leads to egotism, bitterness, and etc., right? And that's where, a lack of knowledge comes in. So, with the smart people, the really intelligent people that you would always see reading and stuff, I felt it a minute ago while I was doing this. Like, I didn't want to come record this. I didn't want to come record a video, right? I was feeling really downcast about it. I was like, no, I just want to bury my head in my books. This is safety, right? And then I thought about it. I was like, oh, shit. Like, just because you're knowledgeable doesn't mean you're going to be successful. Just because you're smart doesn't mean you're going to be successful. You have to apply that knowledge and apply that knowledge to reach this success, right? And it's comforting being able to be knowledgeable and smart, right? But I heard a quote. It was like something along the lines of, it's okay to be dumb and broke, but it's completely, like, it's acceptable, but it's pathetic to be smart and broke. But the application of the knowledge is equally as important as the knowledge itself, right? But once you have it, it'll, like, 10 times any results that you might have. So that's one thing. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter, anything like that. Take those dumbass bullies from high school or that asshole in the workplace. All right. Just acting on potential opportunities, being able to see the opportunities in the first place. Just acting, right? Finding a way to act on whatever chance you can, right? And failing, being okay with failing. It's hard, right? It's hard, but we don't have a life before this to plan out, what the best method is, and we don't have a life after this to perfect that method. We have this life to live as it is and to try and figure out what the fuck to do and do it the best possible. Perfection is not really, here. Perfect is just the best that you can do, right? And objectively, if you've been wasting time and you see that you could have done something a different way to save time, it's okay. Like, you just learned a lesson. Now, are you going to be the kind of Neanderthal that doesn't learn from that lesson and doesn't apply it? Or are you going to be the kind of person that learns it, hears it once, and then applies it and changes the result that he gets from life? It's up to you, man. That was just a thought I had. I was reading a book for English and just didn't want to record a video, so didn't really have a topic in mind either. I haven't really thought too much about that. I've been studying like crazy. So that's all that's been on my mind. But this topic I just kind of pulled out of my ass, but I'm really happy I did, because it's something I'm curious about, or something that intrigued me. Intrigued me is the word. Yeah, guys. Just make sure you apply that knowledge. Take those chances. Like, I'm not saying be an idiot with it, right? Over time, you'll learn how to take better chances and what opportunities you should take, and etc., right? Over time, that'll come. If you don't know what opportunities to take or what would be best for you, the best place I can tell you to start is, what are your goals? Like, if you were to walk up to a ship captain and ask him where the ship's going, he could tell you in one clear sentence. Where's your ship going? Where's your life going? What do you want by the end of it? Don't put any restraints or realisticness on it. Make a goal and set it as high as you can without laughing at it, right? So you'll be like, make $2 million a month, right? And don't laugh at that. Like, if you laugh at it, don't write it down as a goal. Keep lowering the number until you don't laugh, right? Or start the opposite way, but like, start where you aren't laughing and then go until you do, and then that's where you need to stop. That's where your goal would be perfect, right? You need to be able to believe that you're capable of doing it, right? That's the most important factor when it comes to goals. I'll share my personal experience in another video with this. I don't want to get too much into that here, because that's a little bit of a long-winded topic. I want to keep this video fairly short. But yeah, there's so many different directions I could take this conversation and that thought process. Another thing I want to touch on really quickly before I go is that life is holistic. Don't believe that just changing one thing or letting one area of your life slip is not going to affect the rest of it. Okay? Everything affects each other, right? That goes true in nature, that goes true in, orbital systems and planets, every system of biology, every system of chemistry, every system of the sciences, period. Psychology, biochemistry, it all has to affect each other, right? Atomically, right? Everything. So what would change for us? Nothing. Your habits and your goals, if you let one of them slip, your motivation might decrease, your self-confidence will decrease first, because you were aware and you're kind of shameful about doing it. So you'll feel bad, and then it'll affect it'll impair your results on the rest of the tasks. And then when those are impaired, you're not getting as good results, and either you might see it as, shit, this isn't worth my time because I'm not getting the results I want, and I've been struggling to stay up to date with all this stuff and all the tasks that I need to do, so it's not worth it, and you'll stop completely, and give up and then feel like shit for that, and then be lost later in life and feel even more like shit. Or you'll, look at it and be like, damn, that sucks, and it'll still impair your activity or the rest of your activities, but it'll also lead to, I forgot the words. Nah, there were two different branches there were a lot of different branches that could go down, but essentially there's like 101 million ways, different other ways to fail, right? And they all start with letting one little thing slip. Right, now that's not saying you're going to fail if you let one little thing slip, but it's saying acknowledge when that situation could arise. Don't be blissfully ignorant. That's not what democracy is. That's not what, that's not what optimism is. Be aware, right? Be aware of the negative, but be hopeful. I know that could be difficult, but it all starts with your goals and a belief. An idea, a goal, and a belief. You got this, man. Stay on task.